So let's say you were suspended. Let's talk about how do you deal with that? So how would your POA look like? You mentioned a declaration that you sometimes use. How would you go about it?
So there are two ways. One, if there is no connection and it's a false positive, first of all, deny it with Amazon. Say, hey, this is a false positive. It's not, I don't have any connection. And then work with Amazon to get, squeeze some details out of them and then see if you can find the connection. If you really can't find the connection, just be adamant of your innocence.
So you could say, for example, I've been connected to my brother's account.
If you know, exactly.
Yes, I am not connected to the account. I can understand why Amazon linked it because we actually work under the same Wi-Fi. But
and from now on, we're going to make sure that it's separate so it doesn't get caught again.
Right. So you explain that it's a false positive. You explain why, that you understand it, and then you come up with a plan of action. What would you do so it doesn't happen again?
Yeah, it also makes sense for Amazon to see not only the root cause, but also what you're going to do to prevent it so you don't cause them to come after you again and again. Plus, it's better for you to have a plan in place so it doesn't happen again and doesn't disturb your business.
So a real plan of action.
A real plan of action.
Does that happen?
Well, yes, it does.
Yeah. I wish clients really listen to what we write in those plans of actions.
All the plans of action just completely make sense to me.
Yeah. So that's one example where it's a false positive. What if it is a connection? So I had an account in 2016. Like I tried, I sold drop shipping. I actually did, but I wasn't suspended. So let's say I played and I was selling Disney, Barbies, and my account was suspended because they were fake. And then 7 years later, I open an account. Amazon doesn't see that I had that one at that time. I start selling 2-3 years in, and then boom, one day I received, we found out that you're related to an account that was suspended back then. First of all, what usually triggers those suspensions after so many years?
That's a good question. It's an unknown answer. It is numbers. It's usually, I would say, when you hit a certain mark in sales, a certain volume.
Change your credit card.
Yeah, exactly. Do something that would rock the boat with the identity information. Or if you did something, again, with Disney or something that would cause some sort of abusive suspicion, and then they would they would look further in and investigate, and they may discover that.
Yeah.
Now, you gave an example that's a little tough because the solution is to go and fix the first account.
Mm-hmm. So you cannot reinstate the second account if the first account is suspended.
No, because it makes sense. Amazon shut you down for the first time because they think that you did something wrong. So you're just going to go and say, okay, forget about it. Let's try again. Scratch that and do it again. So Amazon doesn't want you to be a participant on their platform and be your partner. It's a business relationship. They don't want to be in business with you unless you fix what you did. So they're not going to let you continue on as nothing happened if they think that you sold fake Disney goods. Mm-hmm. All right? So you have to appeal that account. Now, I'm not saying that you can't appeal your case, okay? Almost every case, you can find a way to prove that you're a changed person, that you're a changed woman now. It was 7 years ago. Drop shipping was in the gray area. You didn't even know if it was okay or not okay. You got caught in some sort of bad supplier issue.
I still like to sell fake Barbies.
Don't. No.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Big no. But you could, and the fact that 7 years have passed and you've been good and compliant now, that would go to, I would say, the character defense in your appeal. But you do have to fix that before you're able to reinstate the second account. Now, sometimes once you fix the first account, the second account just opens. You don't need to do much. If it doesn't, then I would do a case and say, hey, Amazon, I was found to be linked. It was true. I provided a plan of action. My linked account has been reactivated. I'd like to continue. Please reinstate this account. And again, don't forget, you still need to have a justifiable business reason to have both accounts. So if both of them are selling Disney, close one and use just one. But if you use those two accounts now for completely different purposes, or you don't want that initial account, so once you reinstated it, you can just ask Amazon to shut it down and completely close it properly. Don't just ignore it, because then it could cause fees and chargebacks and all kinds of things that would cause you to be suspended again, and you wouldn't even know it because you don't go in there. So close it properly, and then you can have that just one account.
So to summarize the related account, wave and fear, how do you avoid the related account issue generally?
I find that if you're well organized and meticulous, you'll be okay. Meaning, there really are separate businesses, so have them separate. Have a separate entity. Either if it's a sister company, that's fine too, or some sort of affiliation. Have a different bank account, different credit card, different person of contact that would be that you provide for the verification process, different IP address. Just have it separate. It's a separate business. Keep in mind that it's not, though Yael is running both, it's not Yael. There's a reason that a business has its own legal entity. It's a separate business. It's a separate entity of its own. Give it its own life.